Hello and welcome back to another episode here on Judith Plains. First up today, we're going to repair that big bud we got in the last episode. It's not too damaged. It would need a paint job, but we're not spending nearly $25,000 on a paint job. But the repair is only $3,321, so we're going to repair that now. Everything else looks pretty good. Apparently the paint condition here is right down for some reason. $148,000 to repair it, to repaint it. I don't think so. It actually doesn't look too bad. A bit of wear around the usual parts, but overall, I'm not away to spend $150,000 repainting that. No way. I don't think that would increase the value too much. But the big bud has been repaired. There was a couple of contracts. The big bud can take the plough but not the cultivator, so we couldn't do any of these three cultivating contracts, and there isn't a ploughing one unless one's came up. No. So there isn't any ploughing contracts to do. I did think about the spraying contract because that's beside Bison Ridge Farm, and so is this one, it's just beside it here. Maybe was going to do that, but I think we're maybe just going to jump into tomorrow, and then we can get our fields fertilised because we need to get that done. Because they've all got one stage of fertilizer on them. There's a couple of weeding contracts actually. Where are we here? That's too far. That's the other side of the ethanol plant. Maybe 24,000 though. It's quite a big field though, isn't it? We'll come back to that. The pigs, they're still good. Another 2 months and we should have piglets, which is good. Their feed's fine, so we don't need to worry about that just now. Our ethanol plant, we did release a video not long ago about this. You've probably seen it already because it's released before this video. We figured out the dry corn issue because we were drying it with this, which gives us the corn with the flame logo, which is dried corn, and we need dry corn with the corn logo and the sun. We would need to purchase a pre-existing farm. Now we did find the Bison Ridge farm. There's a corn dryer about here somewhere in it, but it means spending $173,000 just to get that. And it gives us, there is quite a few animal pens, there's a few sheds, but that's on the cards for future expansion. Obviously we've got our lot here, which is filling up with buildings quite slowly but quickly. Lot 148 we've got as well, that's where the pigs are. We can expand into there a little bit, but I don't know what we're going to plan to put in there just now. But definitely if we expand to another farm and we need more buildings, I think purchasing Bison Ridge would be a good idea because that gives us a corn dryer. That means there's one less thing to worry about. The only thing we still need to worry about is our propane, which we have to put in manually, as you know. But we have figured that dry corn issue out. It's got nothing to do with precision farming, it's just how it's dried in the map. There is dryers in the map. Obviously there's not a production dryer, which would be handy. However, looking at the price of the ethanol plant was about 240 or 250,000. If that was the same for a dryer, it's cheaper to purchase Bison Ridge. It's only 173, and you get all the buildings, the animal pens. It's all ready there as well. But yeah, there's nothing really to do. We're just keeping an eye on the ethanol plant. It is slowly going through it, so I think we've got another month or two on it yet. We're still good with there. Potentially a bucket of 2 or potatoes later on today, but I think just now we're going to skip ahead time a little bit and see if there's anything else to do later on this afternoon. If not, we'll jump into tomorrow, get our fields fertilised and see what else there is to do. Hopefully there's a ploughing contract, we'll get the big bud out and working. So we're going to skip forward a few hours and we'll see you then. Well, we've jumped into June now and we're away to sell. Whoa, my indicator's on, right? Yeah. This is the awkward one that we always struggle with. We'll try it anyway, wait till that person gets out of the way. So we're now into June, and the quad track, I checked it this morning before we loaded this up, the quad track is now fully paid off and it is ours. So that is a load off our chest for monthly payments. So now we have 15,000 less per month to pay, and we only have 4 months left on the drill as well. This is really awkward in here. We need to get a smaller trailer. This is never going to work. For little things like this, we need to get a trailer for the pickup and use that. I think that's going to be much easier in future. But we should manage. The reason for taking these up, we've got 8,000 litres of potato chips on just now. The reason for that is I was coming up here because we need to get fertiliser. Right, that should work there. So $37,465. Right, now we need to go this way, round to the store and pick up some fertiliser, which we still need to purchase actually. Can we get through that little road there? No, that's going to be too awkward. And then we probably later on today we need to go and pick up some propane as well. I think it would be worthwhile getting a full load of propane, just so it saves us coming back up here. There's no point in getting a couple thousand litres for it to only last another couple of months and then have to do the same trip again. So I think we're going to get a full load, which I think is 32,000 litres, if it takes it, because I think there is a limit. We'll just have a quick check just now. And there wasn't any contract, there was one spraying contract I think we were going to take. On field 63 here, potentially. There isn't any ploughing or much contract. There's a mowing contract, but I think we'll do the spraying one later on. The ethanol, yeah, so it takes 60,000 litres, that's fine. So we're going to top up about 32,000 litres of propane on what's there. We'll maybe need to wait a little longer, and then maybe tomorrow we'll take down sorghum, corn, and we'll maybe dry some more corn as well. We'll see what kind of like it is later on. And the pigs are 8 months old now, slowly getting through the feed, but it doesn't move much. But next month we should have piglets. I don't know how much we're going to have, but we should have them. We've got 7,000 litres of slurry as well. Right, we need to buy fertiliser because we are running out. In fact, no, that's quite a small one, isn't it? Yeah, we bought the big combine, so the headers are still leased. Where are we looking for? We need fertiliser. We'll buy a few bags since we're up here. 6 bags I think should do us. That's $11,520. And while we're here, we should probably get some herbicide as well. Yes, because I'm not sure how much we actually have, but if we have enough, we'll get 4 of these as well, so that's $9,600 in total. Right, we're going to get these loaded up, take them back down to the yard so we can get our fertilising done. And if there is any weeding contracts, well, there is that one weeding contract actually, it's a good job we picked that up. We can potentially go and do that as well. But we'll do a little time lapse of getting the fertilising done. We'll wait for these guys to come around with the loader, get this all loaded up, take it back down to the yard. And we'll do a little time lapse of fertilising and see what like we are later on today. We'll maybe just jump into tomorrow because there really isn't much else to do. Unless any contracts do come through. There's a dry corn one, there's a potato one. We definitely have that. Wait a minute. Hang on. Supply 37,000 litres of potatoes to the potato processing plant. And if we see on this screen here, that's in our yard. Somebody's subletting this out to somebody else. Really? That can't be right, surely. Kate is stealing our potato processing. That is definitely ours. Yeah, because there's our fields we own. So I'm going to get $31,000 to put our own potatoes into our own plant to make money off of our own chips we produce. Well, that's a no-brainer. Let's accept that. So we need to go into 37,000 litres of potatoes. I can't believe that. That's got to be, if we own productions, that means potentially, is this the ethanol plant? No, there's a corn dryer. There's another corn dryer up there then. Barley is just the flour mill. So if we own productions, I think we can use this to gain extra money. So there's one up here. Here. So if we own this section of land, there's a corn dryer up here as well. Oh, maybe not. That's 114,000. And the biogas is up there. That's what we're aiming for. So we could potentially expand up to here But then how much is this land? Do we need to buy the field? No. That's a weird one. Farmland. So what is this one part of? Ah, Big Sky Acres, right. Whoa, $500,000 for that one. Plus however much the biogas plant cost as well. I'm assuming it isn't going to be cheap. But that is quite a large area actually. And by the looks of it, oh, it's all beehives. I was saying there's a lot of animal pens up here, but no, it's beehives. But yeah, that could be, we'll see what's up there actually. We'll have a look up later on and see what it is up there and see if it's worth looking at. But that has a corn dryer, so that is potentially a good one to go for. But anyway, let's go and get this contract done with the potatoes and the spraying contract as well. But I'm intrigued to see if this actually works. Right, we'll get this loaded up and we'll see you for the potato contract, which won't take long at all, and then do some fertilizing as well. So we'll see you in just a minute. We'll come back and move that herbicide later on, but just now I want to see if this actually works. We'll leave that bag handler there. We can go and pick up a couple of buckets, put it in, and see if that actually completes the contract, because this has really been intriguing me. I didn't know that this would happen. But we're going to find out in a second if this does work, or if it is even a thing. So let's grab the first bucket now. If it does work and we have heaps of productions in future, then this could be this could be very profitable, getting paid twice for the same thing. My only issue is, if this does work, do I still get the potato chips as the output, or are they taken from me because I've already been paid? If so, this is really bad price for potatoes. Well, 6% done. It looks like it's going to work. It gets rid of some of the potatoes anyway, because we have quite a lot here, and we're not, it's taken us, when did we harvest them? Was it October? It's taken us from October now, almost a full year, and we've still not even went through the first bit of, the first little section we've got there. And we've got 3 full sections as well, or we did have 3 full sections, so that's 3 years to get rid of this. And if we're planning next year to put in the sugar beet to use for the biogas plant, then now we need to do something about these potatoes. We need to put them somewhere. But I'm going to finish working away with this, and just when we get to the last bucket, we'll see the contract being completed, and we can see us getting the money, and then we'll double check it. In fact, let's check now. How much do we have in that production? So 14,264. Let's just check that. 14,264. See if this actually works or not. If it doesn't, then this is going to be a bit of a waste of money. Oh, I've missed half of it. So how much we got? 259. Why is that not working? It should be taking it in. Oh, that's not giving me the potatoes. So I'm selling this for a basic price then, I think. Ah, that's where we're going wrong. So potatoes 14,255. $14,253. Right. Oh well, that's maybe not such a good deal then. So we don't get the potatoes we put in, they're just sold. Right, let's have a look. We need 37,000 litres. So that's, we'll do a quick calculation here. 37,000 litres and it's 31, so that's 738. No, that's not right. That's definitely not right. We'll do it the other way. 37,738 and then 37,000. That's better. So we're looking at 80. Wait a second, we'll go in here. There, so we're looking at 85.85 for potatoes. Where are we there? It's still higher. Would that be right? So at the moment, the best price here, 644,663. So our best price is 663. And they needed 37,000 litres. So that should be 24,500 and we are getting 31. Okay, so yeah, that's doable. We are making a profit on that anyway. Right, let's get this done and we'll see you in a minute for completing the contract. Well, here we go. This should be either the last bucket or one more. Oh, there's going to be like 10 litres or something like that. Well, we just take a full bucket anyway. All right, I think that's that first one almost done. There's just a little bit left in there. We'll try and scrape this up. At least that's one of our bays now empty, so that we can use it for sugar beets when we come to it. There we go. Right, we'll just take a full bucket because even once we complete the contract, it goes into the production anyway. It just fills it up a bit for us. There we go. So we've made about 6,500 from that. Just for moving potatoes. What, 60 feet maybe? Right, there we go, that's it completed. So we should be, oh, it's just tipping on the ground. That's great. Right, scoop this up again. So this should all go into the production. We've got 14,905, so some of that was accepted in. 16,412, that's right. So let's complete that contract. $31,738. That was easy. Has this changed? No, still 16,000. That's not bad. Right, there was, I did notice a contract come up. Yeah, there was two good fertilizing ones. That one's not too far from us, so we're gonna accept that one. And the other one there is up at the top end of the map, so I don't think we're gonna do that just yet. But there was another one, a spraying one here. That was the top of the map, wasn't it? That's the one we were looking at. A mowing contract, that's not too far away either. We'll just stick with this one just now, because there's nothing really else to do. Only thing we need to do is go and grab some propane and load that in. Get a bit of sorghum, maybe 10,000 litres of corn. How much does that leave us with? These were 27,000 litres. So we put 10,000 litres of corn in, we could maybe dry what's left in the hope that lasts us until October, which it might do, it might not. Right, we'll leave this here. We're going to go and get propane first, sort out the ethanol plant, so that's done. Would be, so I'll just leave this here actually. Yeah, so I'll get the propane sorted out and then we'll come back down and do the fertilizer. No, we don't. We need to, oh, we can just leave that trailer there. We don't need that trailer yet. We need to get the other one that's at the plant. So what we'll do is we're going to take grain over just now There we go. So we need to grab one of those trailers. We need corn and sorghum. And we also need dry, well, we don't need to do dry corn yet. So we'll take one of the Super B trailers. We don't need to drag them both over. We'll fill them up with however much. I think 10,000 litres is going to be enough because we have more than enough sorghum to last us. It's the corn that's the issue. That's why we purchased that extra field for corn. Right, we'll get that loaded up now from one of these trailer sets. If I can get reversed into it without crashing. There we go. And then disconnect the back set. There we go. Easy. Right, we'll load up with 10,000 litres of sorghum, or thereabouts, and 10,000 of corn. Load that into the ethanol plant. We'll see you over there for loading it in. And then we will pick up the propane trailer, which is there. Right, we need corn, which is there. Right, 10,000 litres. It's going to take a minute to load up. About that. That was pretty close. 83 litres off. Corn there, and in here we need sorghum, which is there. We need 10,000 litres of sorghum. In fact, let's check first before we go and load all this in. Ethanol plant. We need more sorghum, right? So we need about 13,000 litres of sorghum. That'll do. We've got plenty of sorghum. Right, we'll go and take it over to the ethanol plant. We'll see you there. Drop this in there, pick up the trailer, go and get a full load of propane, and then we'll see you up at the propane. In fact, we'll see you at the propane tank. So we've got 14,582 litres of sorghum, 10,083 litres of corn. So we'll go and get that dropped in just now. And we'll see you in a second up at the propane sales to see how much it's going to cost us to get 32,000 litres of propane. So we'll see you up there in just a minute. Well, that's better. Stopped off for a quick coffee at Tim Hortons there. We're now up here at the propane, or just around the corner from the propane facility, which is, I believe, that white building there. It's been a while since we've come up here, but this should be the one. Yes, here we are. Right, we're going to find out how much this is going to sting us for propane. I believe the point is just behind me there. There we go. Just kind of maneuver around and get into place there. There we go. Oh wow, $44,985. That's it's quite a lot. Wait, this is a 30. Wait a minute. Let's check the store. That's not right. Where are we? Tanks, somewhere here. This one. Ah, right. So usually it's 32,000 litres, but somehow we've managed to get 42,600 litres. Right, that confused me there. So, as a way to say that was very expensive, but it's not, because we've got more than 32,000 litres. We've got 10,600 litres more, that's why. So that's not a bad deal. But I did just notice this. This is to do with sugar beets. This digs them out of the ground. So this is the harvester. And we're going to be looking to do this next year. So this one, 6.4 meters wide. That's quite good. Is that worth buying now? Because it's got a 6,500 litre capacity. Let's just check. There's another one here now. A Volvo FH electric. That, it still says it takes fuel. Is that right? What's that? Yeah, it's all electric. I like the horsepower there. 666 horsepower. Oh, it's saying that, yeah, so it's in kilowatts. So this does take electric and not diesel. And if we are looking to get the biogas plant, let's just check. See, this could all work in really well, or it could go really wrong and be a massive money pit and a complete waste of our time. So we are going to be taking cut sugar beet, which I'll have to see which is best, but we're going to be doing it anyway. But we get 10 electric charges from that, plus digestate, which we can use for our fields, and methane, which we can use for, I don't know, would there be a way, this is maybe thinking outside the box and it maybe hasn't been done, or it can't be in real life because we're trying to keep this kind of realistic. Can methane be changed in some way to be accepted to the ethanol plant to be used as a propane source for heat? That's maybe, it may well be something we could look at. So in theory, we could buy both of these. In fact, let's check this first, the sugar beet one, because we will be doing that next year. So the beet harvester heads, that's not what we need. Beet harvesters, right, okay, so that is the topper that cuts it first, and then you go around with this as the harvester. So massive difference in price there. Although yes, they hold, wow, they hold a lot, 45,000 litres. How quick will this fill up's the issue. But this doesn't say, in fact, none of these say what the width is. Oh, there's combinations, wait a second, there we go. So that's 2.7 meters. This one, I'm assuming, is the same. 4. This one doesn't say anything about how wide it is, but I would assume the width of the vehicle by the looks of it, so I would assume no more than 3 meters in working width. Whereas this is 6.4. And instead of 175,000, it's only 116. Oh, the decisions. What do we need the money for? Right, I'll debate about that on the way back and we'll find out, because I know we still have, we recently took out the big, no we didn't. We bought the big bud outright, completely. So we only have the drill, 4 months left on the drill, which is that the one at $30,000? And then the headers have obviously still got another good year and a half, or maybe less now actually. We'll have to check on the headers, but they're only about 6,000 or 7,000 a month each, which isn't really too bad. Right, this time, I remember from the last time we did this, we did some very, very questionable driving going back to the ethanol plant. So I'm going to drive a bit more sensible now. We're going to take our time. I've got my coffee so we can just take it easy, and we'll head down there. We'll see you down there. I'm going to do, even though I did a video not long ago, I'm going to show you how we put it in again, just in case you haven't seen that video or you're only watching this playlist as, you know, the playlist as it goes through once, you know, starting from episode 1. So we're going to jump down there and I'll show you how we put the propane in. So we'll see you down there in just a minute. Well, we got far with that, didn't we? The school bus was coming down there and he decided to pull out and overtake and hit me, and I bounced back. So for once, the collision wasn't my fault, and there's a car coming too. This just is not going well with the propane. Just something to do with the propane. That delivery guy must know what I've got on board here. But yeah, that's okay. So when we do propane, we've got to take it really slow and drive on the shoulder by the looks of it. Right, we'll get down there. We'll see you in a second. Well, I thought we'd take a different route in this time and head straight down the main road to this side and come in here. I know it's going to make no difference, but just to see if the trigger is backwards and it only accepts it this way. More than likely not, but you never know. Because we did try and put the propane into both of these tanks, which don't work, to our right there. And I would say the trigger is here. So it should be able to unload there, but it's not. Yeah, it's just saying it cannot be performed there. It's definitely propane it takes. We'll just check. Yeah, so it is the issue with dry corn and dried corn, but propane definitely is there. So we need to, we've got 42,600 litres. So into easy development controls, which is F12. 46,200 litres, we go there. Nope, that's wrong. We're not filling the vehicle. Let's double check. 42,600. Right, I just put that amount in. So what you need to do is go to placeables here in the menu, then adding whatever you're adding in. So in this case it's propane, and we're not filling it, we're only adding what's in the trailer, which is 42,600 litres. And you can press enter or press tick, and that is it being put in, 42,600 litres. So if we go in here, there you go. Now it's been put in there. And then to remove it from the truck, jump back in, F12 again, but this time you're going to go to the vehicle. And it doesn't matter what you select here, we'll select buffalo milk here. But we'll empty that, and that takes it out of the trailer. So hopefully that clears it up if you haven't seen the video and you're just watching through the playlist, which I believe was episode 5 when I looked back. That was the issue we had with putting it in, and I think it confused a couple of people there. So hopefully that clears it all up now, but we're going to leave that there. We need to go and complete a fertilizing contract. And I'll just double check. 17,000, 18, very close, yeah. So we just need to wait until the dry corn is used up or very close to it and see if we need to dry more corn or if we just turn the production off and wait it out. But what is the price of ethanol now? Yeah, you see we're dropped down under, we're about 10,000 less than the maximum value in May. So anything we get now from ethanol, we're just going to save that and keep it. But the price of chips is still pretty good. No, we'll worry about that later on. Right, we're going to take this part of the Super Bee back to the yard, get the fertilizing contract done and out of the way, see what else there is to do for today, and I'm going to make a decision about that electric truck. I need to plan out what we're going to do, or what we're going to plan to do. I know I want to get the biogas plant. It just depends how we're going to fund it, because it's not cheap to buy. And you obviously need to get the land that it's on as well before you can even purchase it. I believe anyway. I don't think we own the land here, we just own the ethanol plant. In fact, that's a good point. We just own the land. We own the ethanol plant, which is there. Not this land, which is $1.8 million. So we maybe don't need to own here. Biogas plant, but it's part of there, which is 114,000. Maybe we don't need to own the land. That's odd. Right, we'll worry about that. But yeah, that's sale. That's I'm inclined to take both. But we'll head back to the yard, do the fertilizing contract, collect the payment for that. Then we'll have a look to see how much money is left to go out over the next few months for financing. But I know there's contracts coming through, so I don't think we're going to struggle, but I want to make sure first, because we could end up in debt and I don't want to be selling ethanol for less than we can actually get for it, just to scrape us out and get us by until more contracts come in. Right, we'll get back to the farm, we'll get that fertilizer hooked up, get the contract done, and we'll see you in a little bit. Well, that's us just offloaded the herbicide pallets over there. I did have a look at the drill there, and what was the other one? The two headers as well. So the drill's got 4 months left. There's about 100,000 left on it, which is about 25,000 a month. Then we've got 13,000 between both headers as well. So over the next couple of months, we can get away with another 4 months with what we've got in the bank. In fact, even after that, we could probably do the next year with what's in the bank, just on the financing. So we could buy both, but my issue is there's a field 15 here, which has wheat in it. We can use the wheat for the pigs, and we can use the straw to put in as bedding to get manure back from the pigs as well. But we're a couple $1,000s short of being able to purchase that right now. Now there is contracts coming in all the time. In fact, speaking about contracts, let's go and complete that one. It's done, $18,111. So that's been completed now. So that 18,000's paid most of the payment for the drill, which is 2 days away. There is another fertilizer one, but it's at the top. There's a harvesting contract. Oh, that's spinach. I was away to say, wow, that's well worth doing, but no. Spinach is going to take a little while to do, so I don't think that's the best one to go for right now. And saying that field, that I don't think field 28 is not going to take long to whip around, especially with that size of weeder. I think that might be worth doing, because that pays next month for the drill. Yeah, it might do. It might be worth doing, but we'll, if it's still there in the next episode, I think we may well do it. Speaking about that, the next episode we're going to have piglets as well, because they're going to be 9 months old, so looking forward to that. Obviously we topped up the ethanol plant. The numbers are looking good. I think we might need to dry more corn though to even everything out, but we'll see when that time comes. We've put in a bit more potatoes, so there's still plenty of room there. But now the debate. I think I am going to purchase them because it is saving us a good chunk of money with this. This, I don't know. It's very tempting. This we could take on a lease. In fact, let's just double check our crop calendar. If we're doing sugar beet, which is planting March and April, so we're not harvesting it until October next year is our sugar beet harvest. So we could finance that for 1 year. That means by this time next year it's paid off. That should only be about 10,000 a month. This we could purchase outright, and we need to try and get some contracts in, I think. Yeah, let's do it that way. Right, we'll keep this standard wheels, everything as it is. We'll finance this for 6 months as 20,000, or 1 year as 10,000. I want to try and get rid of the financing thing so I can take things out over 6 months and pay a decent chunk. 6 months gets rid of it definitely before we need it anyway. 1 year would as well. But it's another, in saying that, we don't have the quad track payments, and that was 15,000. This is only a couple grand more. Let's do it for 6 months. Yeah, just under 20,000 a month. Yes, let's do it. Because if we keep thinking about it, we're not going to do it. Now we have this issue. This is brand new when you finance it. It's only got 3.7 hours. Let's jump into vehicles. Harvester scrub. Yeah, you see, it's brand new. So there must be a bug there somewhere. Because we could, yeah, so we can finance one and purchase one. We don't need to do that. This one, that bumps the cost up quite dramatically, that for quite a large horsepower. I don't think, not at that price, no, we definitely don't need that. Aero parts, do we need all that fancy kit? Let's see, it's 5,000 for that. It's going to be part of the fleet, I think, so yes. Front guards, no. We don't need that for 2.5, I don't think. We can always add that on later, we don't need a bull bar now. Safety frame, what's that for? That's for there. £1,000 for 2 beacons. Or $1,000 even. No. Mirrors, I think, are fine there. We've got the door mirror and the front window mirror. That all looks good. The front mounting, what's that for? Oh, we don't need that, that's just for the lights. Paint, could we choose, I don't know, what colour have we got? We could do a blue. Oh, the colours are free. What kind of Volvo colours have we got? Volvo red. Do something different. A purple, how would that look? It just looks black, that. What else have we got? Volvo yellow, grey. I think grey would be not bad. Something different. I think we should have it green, but not, what's the Volvo green? That's blue. That's definitely blue. I think it should be green just for fun. There isn't really a green that isn't a tractor green. What about a Claus green? Let's just do that for fun. Yeah, let's do that. Keep the wheels, the design colour, I don't know what that design colours are. Let's change this to something red so it's very obvious. Nothing has changed. Put it as chrome. Yeah, let's stick with chrome. Right, I think we're going to go with that. Debating about financing for 6 months as well, just so it bulks up our money, because I would like to get that extra field. Again, this is another 19,000 because we've put an extra. Oh, there's $41,000 of extras. Oh, wow. Oh, is this going to be a good move? I think we're going to have a bit of a struggle for. I would say a struggle for only 4 months, and then that 25,000 goes away, and then that makes one of these payments and a bit of the other one. So let's do 6 months as well. Yeah, right, now we've financed them. Right, now we're back down at $362,000 in the bank. We've checked all the productions, everything looks good. As I'm saying, I'm trying to keep money to get field 15 if we can, because we can use the crop that's in there. And field 35 would be ideal, but it's 1.4 million. It's sugar beet. That would keep the pigs going and the biogas plant for years. But no, I think we've done a bit now. We've bought some more equipment there. We'll have to go and get that down. So we got the harvester and the truck. I don't know if it's all going to fit on here though. That's the issue. I think we'll keep the Phoenix truck that's down there, unless we get a lift up. I'm debating here. I don't know if it's all going to fit on the trailer. Right, we'll go and figure that out, and we will see in the next episode. Right, we'll jump in this truck here. We'll see about that in the next episode. Right, we'll leave that here, and we will see you again in the next one very soon. But I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon for the next one. Thanks for watching.